Hello and welcome. You're watching Cricbuzz Live in association with our fantasy partner, My 11 Circle. I'm Gaurav Kapur, with me Harsha Bhogle and Michael Vaughan, talking about the top two in the points table who are playing today. It's Delhi and Chennai. Chennai put into bat by Rishabh Pant, got to 136 for the loss of 5 wickets. An up and down kind of batting effort. Ambati Rayudu, their highest scorer, got a half century, 55 or 43. And went up over a runner ball in just that last over that he played, which was Avesh Khan's, I think was the 18th, when he managed to tip it over a runner ball. Otherwise, it was pretty slow going for Chennai. But feel like that has worked out really well for just one person, which is Michael, whose pre-game guess for the score was, wait for it, 136 on the nose. Wow.
Yeah, well, it always helps when you've got a direct line to MS Dhoni out in the middle. Just send to 136, 136. Just keep knocking it. Don't try and go for the big
Which
blows.
is why they didn't,
And he just he played a blinder. He played a blinder for my
they did, because if you look at their batting effort, in fact, when we came for the combox at the end of 10 overs, Harsha, Michael said something very interesting, that this is looking like it's looking like a tepid, lukewarm kind of encounter. You don't see immense intensity on the field, and you'll see that when you see the batting numbers, because they've pretty much gone, well, they have ended at 136 of 120 balls, so it is a runner ball, except Ambati, who is above it, and MS, who is, well, way below it, 18 of 27. You know that we showed that Ravindra Jadeja does very well in the 20th. Doesn't mean you only send him in the 20th and not before, Harsha.
But you're right. I was just looking at the scores. At over number 17, that's 102 legal deliveries. The score was 104.
Yeah.
And they got that big finish. So I think it's a kind of surface where only the set batsman can really go and finish. And I think that is where Ambati Rayudu was so important for them. Look at the middle overs. 5 and over. 5 and over. It's almost as if they're told, thou shalt not score more than this. I mean, there are a couple of commandments, right? One of the commandments is, thou shalt not pick Rayudu. With the Indian team, thou shalt not pick Rayudu. Because, I mean, year upon year, he comes and scores runs. This year, he's number one on the strike rate of everybody. He's always there for Chennai. You look at all the games he's played this year, 20 of 12, 31 of 22. He's always there for Chennai. And just imagine this without Rayudu, this innings. And he's not a work of art. He's not, wow, classy, stylish. He always gets it done, though.
Yeah, I like some of the shots he hit of Nokia. Nokia, of course, was fired today, 150s. And then Michael, really, he's bowling 150, and then he decides to go cute with a little back of the hand slow one. Wait, slow ones are people who can't bowl 150.
That summarises bowlers up. They're not the brightest. You can bowl 100. You bowl in 150, and you've got the batting unit, and then all of a sudden you try and overcomplicate life and you get dispatched. But if you take Rayudu, who's got 55 or 43, so 7 overs, he got his 55. The remainder of the Chennai team got 80 off 13 overs. That 5 and over, they lost 2 wickets, and of course you've got to regroup. But 5 and over in the middle period, it's not good enough. I think you look at MS Dhoni, he's nowhere near what he was. He probably wanted to have a bit of time in the middle with the eliminations coming up, but time in the middle is fine, but you've still got to have the intensity of trying to look for boundaries. It didn't really look to me like he was looking for boundaries.
And considering that, and that was the question, right? Everybody watching, the question is, could they have gone earlier? Harsha, they probably could have. Look at the firepower they've got left in the dugout. Jadeja, who comes and faces only 2 balls. Then they have Dwayne Bravo, Shardul Thakur, can all hit, but they can't hit it from the dugout.
It's tough to understand. The only reason I could understand is if you're a team like Punjab. Your 8, 9, 10, 11 really don't bat. So you want to hang in and maybe hope for 3 big overs. They did get 3 big overs. They got about 32, I think, in the last 3. They got 30 in the last 3. They got 3 big overs. But you can't just plod along like that when you've got Jadeja, Bravo, Chahar, as you said, still to come. And Jadeja, who's in ridiculous form. So, I mean, 136 might just be enough. But it doesn't mean you got to get 136. Even if Michael said 136, that cannot be the only reason to get to 136. I mean, there've got to be better reasons than Michael Vaughan's target. I thought they could easily have got with a little bit more initiative. Could have gone to 145, 150, and I think that would have been reasonably safe on this wicket.
Yeah, you think so. And especially considering Chennai is the team, or Dhoni is the kind of guy who prides himself in optimizing resources, you kind of feel that somewhere they missed the bus. That acceleration just never came, and you left some big hitters in the hut. So, yeah, you're bound to think that. Chennai against spinners. We showed you a very interesting statistic before the game. We showed you how Chennai had done against spinners, and it was kind of a half and half. You couldn't really make much out of it. What have they done? Well, they managed to take 8 runs out. Sometimes they lose wickets, But today, when they came up against AXAR and ASHWIN, geez, the Delhi team had it over them. Let's show you what they did. 8 overs, 38 in total, and 3 wickets, 14 dot balls. Geez, Harsha, the spinners had Chennai's number today.
There was a time when we used to call overs between 20 and 40 as a non-aggression pact between the bowlers and the batsmen. The bowlers would say, we'll bowl it there. The batsmen would say, we won't do too much. We'll take it to 40, right? Then let's start playing all over again. It's almost as if 7 to 15 was a non-aggression pact. They told the spinners, right, you bowl where you want. We won't do this. We'll take it to the last 3 and then we'll start a game again. You can't, I don't know if it was the track. I don't know if Dhoni is still backing himself. In Dhoni's DNA is, I can do what I want at the end, isn't it, Michael? He's done it so many times before, but sometimes the belief stays, but the ability is now sort of leaving you slowly. And I thought that's the situation with Dhoni.
Yeah.
Especially given that Jadeja was there.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the honest truth is that, if you are picking a Chennai batting unit on a must-win day, you could argue that MS Dhoni should come behind Jadeja, Bravo and Thakur with the way that he's playing. That's just the honest truth. I hate saying that because he's a legend of the game, but if you're looking at the best batting lineup at the minute in the form that the players are in, you'd say that MS Dhoni would not be coming in where he came in today. I just get a sense with this Chennai team today that they got this number in their head. They saw yesterday's game and they just wanted to get somewhere competitive around 130, 140. They've got there by playing conventional. And we'll wait and see with the ball in hand whether that 136 is going to be really competitive or not. But they're a team that do that. They seem to be a team that have this number, the kind of strategy in place, and they go and get that number and they back themselves.
Yeah, the thing is, 136 could be enough. Yesterday, 115 on this ground turned out to be a bit of a crawl, and the Knight Riders got there with just a couple of balls to spare. So that could really be enough, but that's not what we're talking. We're talking about the fact that Chennai, who kind of loves optimizing, somehow didn't, and they probably left it too late and left the big hitters there. So you don't want to leave runs on the table. Yeah. It looks like they left some runs on the table.
They came in at 62 for 4. Dhoni's walked in at 62 for 4 in the 10th or 11th or thereabouts, 62 for 4. And maybe he's worried, hang on, I get out here, Jadeja goes for a big one. Could we be 105, 110? So let me hang in there, knock the runs about, keep the wickets.
Which is fair, absolutely.
Said, go to 136. I just thought that they could have, when they got to the 15th over, 14th over, then now they have the firepower. I thought they could have gone from the 14th over.
Exactly. You do the crawl 7 to 15, even if you're going from the 16th. You're going with the last 5. You got to push. And remember, once you push at 10 or 11, that's, 2.5 runs more. That's the difference. 12, 15 runs more. And suddenly you get to 150. And that looks like almost an unbeatable score here. But you never know because Delhi's got the batting. Hey, have a look at the Delhi batting. They've got it. They've got it going, right? They've got Shikhar, they've got Prithvi, they've got Shreyas at 3. So order has been restored there with the order. Rishabh Pant, of course, captain wicketkeeper at 4. Then they've got Shimron Hetmyer, untested Ripal Patel. Akshar Patel, who obviously was fantastic with the ball today, and he can hit a few big hits as well. ASHWIN off the 5 test centuries. So not too bad in terms of a mix, Michael, if you have to see batting ability.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the batting, they've got the skill elements, the power, they've got everything, the combinations, right and left hand. It's just whether they've got, you got to remember at this stage of the tournament, it's easy for us to say they've got to keep the intensity and you've got to be playing with that high intensity that you've played throughout to get to this stage. But sometimes players, and understandably, just switch off slightly. And I thought we saw that with Chennai, and I think let's just wait and see. It might be the same with the Delhi Capitals. They might have just switched off slightly, But that batting lineup certainly got enough to get 137 on this guy. I've looked at the pitch. I don't think it's a bad wicket. I don't think it's a really treacherous wicket. So they should have enough, but it's Chennai. Anything's possible. Dhoni behind us. We might say that Dhoni's batting's gone backwards, but his captaincy certainly hasn't. That's gone forwards. And with the way that he can manoeuvre his troops, he'll make it difficult for Delhi to get.
The good thing is his keeping hasn't gone. His keeping hasn't gone. His keeping is still as good as ever. So
as we say, Chennai doesn't really need the batter. Chennai doesn't need Dhoni, the batter. In fact, if you think about it, he's probably doing today. He's also realized that, yes, with age, he doesn't have that ability of hit those really big sixes. His team may need this role in a very important game where things are kind of falling apart, and they may need him to be there for 24, 25 balls and to get a solid 25 and to just hold the team steady. They may need it. So maybe that's what he's done today. And if they win, that could just, in retrospect, seem genius because, well, that's a name that MS Dhoni is associated with when it comes to tactics and strategy. That happens quite a bit.
I've always felt that you must have a team of 10 in a T20 game with enough all-rounders, but a team of 10 that can take the field with enough options. With enough batting, bowling options, a group of 10, and then play that one dangerous floater in the side and tell him you do what you want. I think Chennai can actually be a team of 10 with Dhoni as just there as a firefighter. But when Dhoni is behind the stumps, the spinners seem to bowl better. His angles are better. He's probably saving more runs as keeper captain. So I think he should really start thinking, look, I've got a team of 10. With 10, I've got Jadeja 6, Bravo 7, Shardul 8, Chahar 9. I've got batting up to 9. And I've got 6 bowling options with Moeen Ali and Jadeja. So in my team of 10, I've got about 8 batting options and 6 bowling options. I'll just be captain and keeper and come in whenever needed.
Yeah, I'll add to that actually. 9. Leave aside Josh Hazlewood, which I'm sure he won't be happy because we've seen him tonk it in red ball as well. But even if you see 9 out of those 10 are batters, he really can just kind of sit back and just run the play. Yeah, and just run the play. Well, so that's the story so far. We've got 136 with Chennai. Delhi needs to get 137 to jump right on top of the points table. Put Bangalore really far behind them. Guarantee that 1-2 spot. I think that happens. If you look at the points table, whichever team goes to 20 now pretty much guarantees a 1 or 2 spot because Bangalore at best can get to 20, but the net run rate of both these teams is far ahead. You can't really cross that. So whichever team wins today, guaranteed 1 or 2. What was that line that people used to use? 2 bites of the cherry. Never understood it, but it just sounds so cool. The cherry, 2 bites is such a tiny little thing. Why would you want 2 bites of the cherry?
In the summer in England, where you get gorgeous cherries, or even in Australia, you could have 2 bites. So,
it's a cherry, not a plum. It's a cherry or a plum. You can't have 2 bites. Come on, Michael. Do you put plum-sized cherries in your pins?
I'm with you. You just got that.
Sure. Nobody needs 2 bites.
That's how you get rid of a cherry.
Needs 2 bites.
You don't even bite it. You just swallow it.
You want pop of the cherry. It's all, oops, going in a dangerous direction. We're going to wrap up now because I have to send Michael Vaughan 10 quid to go put on just anything. Just go down to the betting house and put it on anything. With his 136 spot on prediction, I'm sending you 10 quid, Michael. If you could just pop out and do that for me, I would really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
But
I'll buy some cherries.
But what is he putting 10 on? He's got to tell us what he's putting 10 on, right?
Anything. A horse, a team, anything. So
no, power play score.
Power play score? All right, good. Let's do it. 44. What is it, 44?
44.
Interesting. Mr.
Bolo.
So I go. All right, I'm going to go bullish and go 49.
No, I'm actually going under. I'm going under. I think sometimes with these targets, you think, 2 partnerships, we can get it, go a little. I'm actually going 39. 39 for 1.
39
for 2.
What were you? 42, 44?
44.
44.
39, 44,
I
and
think
49.
It's 44. I think it's
all right.
44.
If he gets 2 right in the day, then I think you should send him £10 as well. Just going well. And if it gets spot on 44, we will just know that Michael's from the future. All right now we're going to go and see you in the future at the 10 over mark with Cricbuzz Combox. Would like to thank Michael Vaughan and Harsha Bhogle for joining us here. I'm Gaurav Kapur and you were watching Cricbuzz Live in association with our fantasy partner, My 11 Circle. See you in a bit.